Take another one, mate. Platinums. Platinums. Okay, so we got another trophy list video for you today. And before we get into it, as always, thank you so much for the love and support. And of course, to the BombSquad members scrolling on screen currently. Today's list, we've got Mullet345, the Silent Assassin from good old Australia. 332 platinums, which always gets me a little bit twitchy, because if ever I see more than a couple of hundred platinums, I'm convinced that they are usually littered with shovelware. I hope it isn't the case, but let's get straight into this list because there's a lot to go through. As always, we're going to start off with the stats. So mainly S's, fair play. You know, a lot of games played, 546. He's got completion of 77.86%. Country rank in Australia is 322nd, so fair play. You know, that takes some doing. In the world, he's under 15k, which I always think is a very, very nice place to be. Obviously, dependent on what kind of platinums you've earned. But yeah, mainly S's, fair. Platinums to golds to silvers to bronze. Looks like there's a lot of golds there for that many platinums, so I think we am going to get some shovelware, unfortunately. Predominantly PS4, some PS3s, a very few PS5s, some Vitas as well. We're talking 359 ultra rares. Okay, I'll take it back. 359 ultra rares suggests that there are going to be some banger games in here. Fingers crossed. Let's get straight into it. So, straight off the bat, I'm disappointed. 36 fragments of Midnight, twice, once on the Vita, once on the PS4. Then we got AAA dynamic scenes. I know that one takes a little bit more time. It's not exactly shovelware. I mean, 36 fragments of Midnight isn't shovelware, but the double pop is what's making me queasy. Dynamic scenes, I don't really know much about it. I just know that it was one that came out of nowhere. Didn't look very good. Loads of people got it. Next up, we've got Akinofa. I have absolutely no idea what that is, but 96.95% on the platinum suggests that it is. I don't want to say shovelware because I've been told off recently quite a few times for mistakenly calling certain games shovelware. So I don't know Akinofa. I'm not going to say shovelware, but with that kind of percentage, it's a piece of piss game. Moving on, we got Alex Kidd in Miracle World DX. Lovely, 32.43. A Maze, not a clue. Among Us twice. Looks legit from what I can tell, unless they added DLC and, you know, auto pop and then the DLC is why these are different dates. I don't know. Everyone knows what Among Us is though. Quite an easy platinum if you've got a bunch of friends to run through it with. Ark of Alchemist, not a clue, but judging by the name, any Alchemist game usually, you know, you're talking a long-winded RPG. Only 25 hours though, 4 out of 10, 25.91% on that one. We then got Ark Survival Evolved. I know Ark. I don't know if the Survival Evolved is like a variation of it or whether it's the actual game. Not my style of thing, but fair play on the trophy. It's a short one, according to the guide, but 4.35% on it, so nice. Astrobot, a game that I still have not taken out the wrapper, purely for the fact that the platinum percentage was so high. It's actually come down a fair bit recently, so might be worth giving it a go at some point. Astro Miner, not a clue, 84.98%, so yeah. Astro's Playroom, everybody should have it. I mean, like, Astrobot, 15 hours, 69.62%. Astro's Playroom, 5 hours, 46.28%. Avoid them. Breakthrough Gaming Arcade, yes, I think everybody should avoid them. 92.94%. Azure Lane Crosswave, I've seen it. I know what style of game it is, but I don't know if it's any good. You'll have to let me know in the comments. Baking time. It's about baking. That's about as far as my knowledge with that one goes. Balan Wonderworld. Nice. 4 out of 10. 2 playthroughs. 40 hours. 6.83% on that one. So, nice one. Sorry. As I did that with my hat, a bit of fluff came out of nowhere. Bang on Balls Chronicles. This is one that I actually looked at a couple of days ago. I was just looking for a quick, easy platinum, to be honest. Not too quick and not too easy, but that was a bit too quick and easy. But still, fair play, you got it. B Fence, B Mastered, not a Scooby-Doo. Black Desert, very nice. 2 out of 10. 550 hours according to the guide. Currently unobtainable trophies now, so 3.55%, and that will never go any higher. Well, I say that, I don't know. Maybe the unobtainable trophy is something that a lot of people may have got. BlazBlue, Calamity Trigger, Centralification, Chrono Phantasma, Continuum Shift, Extend, and Cross Tag Battle. Nice, 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 and nice. Not gonna lie, never played any of these with the exception of Cross Tag Battle. I think they did like the Ruby crossover, and that was the only reason why I looked into it. Not a game that I've platinumed myself because of the online mode. I just was turned off by it, but that's the only one out of the lot I've played. Going through the percentages and guide wise though, some of these are pretty meaty. So Calamity Trigger, 6 out of 10, 25 hours, 5.22% on that, so good stuff. Centralification, no, Alex, read before you speak. Central Fiction, 5 out of 10, 20 hours, 3.08% on that one, beautiful. Chrono Phantasma, 7 out of 10, 20 hours, 2.71%. Continuum Shift, 2.59%. And Continuum Shift Extend, 4 out of 10, 70 hours, sitting at a 2.57%. So, lovely, lovely stuff. That has just restored my faith that this list isn't going to be littered with just cack that I've never seen before or know of. Then we move on to Blocker Picks Deluxe. Not a Scooby-Doo. Then we got Borderlands 2 twice. Looks legit. We'll give it. Borderlands 2, 6.97 on PS4, 5.74 on the PS3. Bowling Breakthrough the Gaming Arcade. Brightside Riddles and Puzzles. It's not as high as the ones that make me sick, but yeah. Brink. Is that the game I think it is? Is that like the multiplayer first or third person shooter? It's on PS3, so it suggests it could be. Or is that Blink? I can't remember. But fair play, 4 out of 10, 15 hours, 4.38% on that one. Bubble Riders. Bubsy, Paws on Fire, 33.01% on that. Bubsy's always going to have like a slight special place in my heart. It was one of the games that I played as a child on Sega Mega Drive. It's never quite hit those dizzy heights in terms of popularity since then, but yeah, it is what it is. Bucket Crusher next. Bug Snacks, 2 out of 10, 15 playthroughs, 38.63%. Bunny Raiders, just literally like the week before, maybe 2 weeks before I started like properly focusing on platinum hunting, I put this game on. It was absolutely atrocious, like awful. And then I got right to the end. I was on the boss fight and I died. I didn't even know what hit me. And like looking back now, I'm kind of glad that I didn't get it. It's not one of my 115 platinums. So happy days. Burger Break. Burly Men at Sea. 1 out of 10, 12 playthroughs, 3 hours, 56.61%. I'm going to have to clear my throat. You can probably hear it's like proper croaky. There we go. Burnout Paradise, 5 out of 10, 1 playthrough, 18 hours, 10.61%. Burnout Paradise again, but the remastered version on PS4, 18.06%. Strangely enough, the original seems to be harder and longer. I'm guessing they took some trophies out of the remaster. We've then got Cars 2, Cars 3, Cars Race O-Rama. Yeah. I'm not saying yeah as in like they're awful. It's just, you know, they're Pixar games. Disney Pixar, is it? We all know it. Lightning McQueen. 11.43, 12.88 and then 26.93%. Cat Quest 1 and 2, fantastic games, even though they are high percentage wise, 70 and 55. We then got Catch the Bowling Balls, Catch a Break Mate, Leave These Kind of Crap Alone, Chicken Chickens on the Road, like, oh my god, this is disgusting. You got some fat, like, we're only on the seas. You got some fantastic platinums. You've also got some absolutely horrendous ones, and it is literally making me not want to continue because I'm just expecting so many worse. Cookie Clicker, I actually don't know what this is, but it's 3 out of 10. It's 50 hours. Surprisingly, almost 1 in every 2 people have got that platinum. Crossy Road Castle, not a clue. To be fair, I said that laughing, thinking it was going to be like really high. It's only a 13.08%, so I'm actually intrigued in what that one is. Crowd City next, yeah, 63.58%. Crystar, not everyone's cup of tea. I enjoyed it myself. Didn't get the platinum because it was well before I started platinum hunting. But 3 out of 10 on that, 40 hours, 23.21%. Cry Machina, if you haven't heard of it, made by the same company, got the same similar styles, I guess. But fantastic game. Cubic Lines, Coochie? No idea on that one, 57.93% on that. Cyber Dimension Neptunia, 4 Goddesses Online, one of the first platinums I earned on this account, my current account. Yeah, it's 40.69%. Yeah, 2 out of 10, 1 playthrough, 20 hours. Not the hardest of platinums, but at the time I enjoyed it that much that I followed through and got the platinum. Daggerhood, no idea. The fact that someone's put a guide up suggests that it's not quite shovelware. Even though it is 91.36%. Dark Source, 95.35%. Deblob 2. I don't even know what the game is, but a name like that just sounds hilarious. 4 out of 10, 1 playthrough, 25 hours on the PS3, 5.34%. And then we've got De-Exit, Eternal Matters. 3 out of 10, 1 playthrough, 8 hours, sitting at a 6.08%. Nice on those last 2. Demon Gaze Global Edition, 4 out of 10, 55 hours, 11.13% on that. That's for the Vita. It's the only Demon Gaze game I've never played. Like yourself, I played Demon Gaze 2. I played it on PS4, and I got the platinum. As you have, 3 out of 10, 1 playthrough, 35 hours. Currently, that's a 25.89%. That is on the Vita, though. Desert DIY, 63.20%. Dig Deep, 1 difficulty, 1 playthrough, 10 hours, 79.44. Dirt 4, 5 out of 10, 1 playthrough, 70 hours on this one. It's currently sitting at a 4.86%. So very nice on that. Very nice. Disney Classics games, Aladdin and The Lion King. 43.5%. Only took an hour and 2 minutes. I don't know, like, I own this game digitally and physically now, because I brought it not too long back. And haven't they added another game to it, like the Jungle Book or something stupid like that? Well, anyway, I brought it digitally, and I tried to play it, and I think like I brought the base game, but then it was telling me I needed to buy the games inside of the base game. It was so weird. Moving on, Divine Knockout twice, one of them being an auto pop, so instant. The other one, 17.41%. We got Donut Break. Yeah, Donut County. It deserves people's attention, but it is 82.3%. Doling's Arcade, never heard of it, 32.09%. Dr. Oil took an hour, 17 minutes, 97.06%. That screams trash to me. Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi Handkerchief on the PS3, 5 out of 10, 50 hours, 3.33% on that one, and you platinumed it in 9 years and 9 months, so clearly one that you went back for. Fair play for sure on that one. Dragon Ball Raging Blast 2, 6 out of 10, one playthrough, 50 hours, PS3 as well, 3.59%. We move on to Dragon Quest Heroes, The World Trees Woe and The Bright Below. That was a mouthful, weren't it? 4 out of 10, one playthrough, 60 hours, 10.43%. Beautiful stuff on those last three. Dungeon Escape, yeah. Dungeon Slime Collection, even more. I'm just gonna keep making that noise all the way through, and I'm gonna pray that like it gets better. Some bangers there are, but Elemental Knights are not a Scooby-Doo, but that's currently at 8.12%, so fair play on that one. Epic Mickey 2, The Power of Two, on the PS3, nice. 5 out of 10, 2 playthroughs, 30 hours, 1.48%. I salute, chef's kiss. F1 2021 and F1 22, 3 out of 10, 60 hours, 4 out of 10, 40 hours, both 5%, well, just below 6%, 5.83, 5.73. Fairy Fencer F, 3 out of 10, 75 hours, 10.07 on that one. A game that I own myself, physically and digitally. Yeah, don't ask. I've got a lot of games that I've brought very cheap on the store and then seen it physically, and I thought, why not? Oh, what the hell is this? This is making me sick. We got 4 stacks of Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout, 2 of which are clearly auto pops, 54 seconds, 36 seconds. Disgusting. I don't like those 2, definitely not. I don't know about which one of these 2 is the legit, or if these 2 are both legit, but we'll just assume that they are. 1.93% on the original Oceana on the OR version, and then 3.98 on the new version, I guess. Fast Riders, 96.21. Fate Extella Link, 2 out of 10, 2 playthroughs, 35 hours, sitting at a 20.02%. FIA European Truck Racing Championships, 3 out of 10, 4 playthroughs, 20 hours, 13.30%. We've then got Phil a Pix Epic Adventure, whatever that is. Yeah. Final Fantasy 13 and 13-2. Not everybody's cup of tea. I actually think it's possibly one of the worst Final Fantasies ever made. but fair play on both of these. 5 out of 10, 90 hours for Final Fantasy 13, 7.55%. And for 13-2, 3 out of 10, 60 hours, 19.70%. Blue Fi's Adventure, 1 month, 2 weeks, 8.97%. Nice. I have no idea what the game is, but at least it's a somewhat rare platinum. We've then got 2 stacks of Foxyland and Full Blast. I mean, at least, why does Foxyland say that it takes 20 hours, but it took you 33 minutes and 22 minutes? But these 4, all above 95%, disgusting. Furwind, 4 out of 10, 4 hours, 48.20%. Galgun Double Piece and Galgun 2. If you know what Galgun is, then you'll understand why I'm smirking a little bit. How would I describe it? You shoot schoolgirls that are, you know, running at you with a heart gun. That's the only way I can describe it. But Galgun Double Piece, fair play especially. Yes, it's an easy one. Yes, it doesn't take too long, but it's 5.60%. Galgun 2, however, a little bit shorter, but a lot higher in percentage wise. Get to the top, put my teeth back in. Get to the top, Breakthrough Gaming Arcade. Goat Simulator, 5 out of 10, 2 hours. Goat Simulator 3 hours. Free play, 3 out of 10 difficulty, 25 hours. Both of those in the 20s. Goosebumps the game. I mean, were it not for all this absolute trash scattered throughout this list, I would say I feel for you. But surely some of these have got to be worse than this game. I don't even class Goosebumps the game as a game. I class it as torture because it was absolutely atrocious. Gravity Duck, just double the sick. Guess the Flag, just been sick some more. Hard Cube, at this rate I'm just going to be throwing up boil. Hatsune Miku, Project Diva F, Project Diva F second, Project Diva X. I have absolutely no idea what these games consist of. I think, because it's Hatsune Miku, they are rhythm games, but don't hold me to that. Fair play on Project Diva X, purely just because 7 out of 10, 70 hours, 5.32% on it, so fair play. Headbangers Rhythm Royale, didn't know there was a Royale rhythm game out there. 10.80% on that one, nice. Helix Jump, 25.41%, nice. Holio, okay, 44.91%. Hyper Devotion Noir, Goddess Blackheart, 3 out of 10, 70 hours, 11.31% on the Vita. And there's a whole host of them now, so I should have probably said all of them in one go. If you're not aware, Neptunia, the franchise, or Hyperdimension Neptunia, there's been absolutely tons of spin-offs, some of which I've played and platinumed. That 4 Goddesses Online that I mentioned earlier, that's part of this franchise. But so we got Hyperdimension Noir, Goddess Blackheart, Hyperdimension Neptunia, Mark II, PP, Rebirth 1, Rebirth 2, Rebirth 3, V Generation, U Action Unleashed, and Neptunia Victory. I have just got to say, if you've got all of these physically, you are sitting on a gold mine. Because I tried to buy one of these the other day for PS3, and the guy was he had it up for sale for £80, and I was just like, it's scratched to high hell. If it was a mint copy, I could kind of understand, but it was scratched to high hell. Anyway, I didn't buy it. Percentage wise and guide wise, let's pick out the biggest ones. So Neptunia, Hyperdimension Neptunia, it's a 5 out of 10. That's the hardest one according to the guides, and according to the percentages, it is also the rarest. So we got 10.94 on that one. Blackheart we got 11.31. PP we got 11.64. The rest are all around the high 10s, low 20% mark. So fair play on every single one of them. It's not quite enough to forgive you for the utter trash that I've already gone through, but fair play. Ikai, the horror game, 2 out of 10, 2 hours, 41.13%. Infamous, Infamous 2, everyone knows what they are. Infamous, 10.20%. Infamous 2, 16.18%. Inksplosion, yeah. Is it wrong to pick up girls in dungeons? Infinite Combat. I own this game, and I truly believe it is just a cash grab. You know, it's an anime. It's just a cash grab. Plain and simply. 3 out of 10, 43 hours, 20.84%. Okay, so moving on, we got Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy, 4 out of 10, 10 hours, 18.37 on that. Jigsaw Abundance, I mean, the guide says 22.5 hours. It took 8 minutes, 41 seconds. Sitting at a 95.96. That looks like a banger of a game. I think I want to add that to my collection. Johnny Trigger, nice, 37.42. We've then got Kingdom Hearts, Birth by Sleep, Dream Drop Distance, Kingdom Hearts 2, 3, Melody of Memory, and Rechain of Memories. Beautiful, 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 beautiful stuff. You love to see it. So, we're talking 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10. The other ones, not so impressive, but still, hours wise, we've got 130, 150, 50, 90, 60, 50, 120. Beautiful, beautiful. Percentage wise on the rarity, Kingdom Hearts, the original, 5.95%, sorry. Chain of Memories, 4.73%. Birth by Sleep, 6.2%. Dream Drop Distance, 8.71%. Kingdom Hearts 2, 9.25%. And the utterly disappointing Kingdom Hearts 3, 16.31%. Oh, am I still on the K's? Knockout City, 3 out of 10, 100 hours, 2.69% on that. Beautiful. Cuckoos, Lost Pets. Pass, 9.56. I'd like to say something constructive about these, but I just learn hiragana and learn katakana. Let's give the benefit of the doubt. Perhaps Mullet345 was learning these things, but he got 2 very, very unrare platinums to boot. Happy days. Legend of the Skyfish. Legends of Talia, Arcadia. Again, 40 hours according to this. Not 99. Lego Batman 2, DC Superheroes, Lego Batman 3, Beyond Gotham, Lego City Undercover, Lego DC Supervillains, Harry Potter Years 1 to 4, 5 to 7, Indiana Jones 2, The Adventure Continues, Jurassic World, Legends of Chima, Laval's Journey, Marvel Superheroes, Marvel Superheroes 2, Marvel's Avengers, Movie 2, The Movie, Ninjago Movie, Nindroids, Shadow of the Ronin, Pirates of the Caribbean, Star Wars 3, Star Wars The Force Awakens, The Hobbit, The Incredibles, The Lord of the Rings. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I can count. There is 23 Lego games. I've done 2 and that's enough. Like with Lego games, what you see is what you get. They are all the same with the exception of Lego Movie 2. I don't know what I was thinking with that, but what you see is what you get, and I just get so extremely bored with them all. Now obviously, just because I get bored with them doesn't mean that other people do. Nothing wrong if you enjoy them, but I do think they are exactly the same. And to put it bluntly, 23 platinums all from Legos. Disgusting. Lightning Returns Final Fantasy 13. So yeah, that was 13, 13-2, and then Lightning Returns rather than just calling it 13-3. 4 out of 10, 50 hours, 16.88%. We got Linkopix Deluxe. Yeah. Little Adventure on the Prairie. I just noticed every time I'm doing the sick noise, I'm going off my screen. Lollipop Chainsaw, the PS3 original, 4 out of 10, 30 hours. Nice. 13.46. We got Double Stack of Maneater, one being an auto pop, so get that shit out of here. 2 out of 10, one playthrough, 12 hours, 42.44%. We then got Mary Skelter, Nightmares, 3 out of 10, 45 hours on the Vita, 25.38%. I'm quite surprised that that's as high as it is, because I guess it's because it's a very niche game. Mary Skelter Nightmares, it's a dungeon crawler where you play as like fairy tale named characters. Like when I've played it, I own it. I think I've got like the limited edition version behind me. I don't want to say much about it because I won't do it justice. I'm terrible at selling things. McPixel 3 twice looks legit as well, so fair play. Mega Dimension Neptunia 7, 3 out of 10, 2 playthroughs, 50 hours, 9.54% on that one. And Mega Tag Mention Blanc and Neptune versus Zombies. Never heard of this one. 2 out of 10, 25 hours, 33.98. We've then got Memory Lane, which just... I can feel it coming. I held it together. Minecraft twice. Everyone knows Minecraft. Minute. It's a very short platinum, but from what I've heard, it is a very good experience. Mob Control, no idea. Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 11, Mortal Kombat 10. Very, very nice. 1, I could have got this, but the is it the sidekick or backup characters? You have to get them to like level 5 or something like that. And like, I think I'd almost got every other trophy, and my side character or backup character was only like level 2. And I was like, that took forever. Can't be bothered. But fair play, 11.09% on Mortal Kombat 1. But Mortal Kombat 10, now we're talking. Chef's kiss. 4 out of 10, 50 hours, 1.33% on that. And the DLC, 0.85, so very nice. Ooh, okay. I don't know how to pronounce this. Mugen or Mugen Souls. 8 out of 10, 450 hours, 0.92%. Bravo. That, like I say, I don't know what it consists of, but the guide is saying that. Although we have seen a lot of the guides are bloody wrong. But still, it's a very, well, it's an ultra rare, so fair play. We then got Multiverses, looks like twice, so very nice. 3.22% on the PS5, 2.39% on the PS4. Of course, Multiverses is the Warner Brothers fighting game where you can fight as Batman, Shaggy, Buster, I believe, Bugs Bunny, I don't know, can't remember. My Name is Mayo twice. I was about to say, don't tell me you auto-popped My Name is Mayo, but no, you didn't. My name is Mayo twice, my name is Mayo 2, my name is Mayo 3, my name is Mayo Mayo. They're just memes to me. Like, I've considered maybe playing My Name is Mayo when I get to my next milestone, just to take the P. Need for Speed, yeah. Need for Speed Heat, Hot Pursuit, Payback, Unbound, Hot Pursuit again. Most Wanted twice, Rivals twice, Shift 2, The Run, Undercover. Yeah, I'm starting to see a trend. Unbound 10.64%, Hot Pursuit on the PS3 6.3%, Most Wanted on the PS3 5.73%, on the Vita 5.40%, Rivals on the PS4 7.16%, on the PS3 5.55%, Shift 2 Unleashed on the PS3 1.04%, The Run, is that the one I just did? I don't know, but yeah, Need for Speed, there's a lot of them and they're all very, very low platinum percentages, ultra rares. We then got Neptunia Virtual Stars. This is one of the like spin-offs that I own physically. I thought it was trash compared to their other games. I thought it was, again, something I've already said in this video, but it just felt like a cash grab to me. New Super Lucky's Tale, nice. Nitro Plus Blasters Heroines Infinite Duel, nice. 5 out of 10, 13.50%. Odin Sphere Leafrazia, I believe that's how it's pronounced. I've done 2 characters on this and then got bored. It is on my list of games to revisit at some point, but nice. 20.91%. Onrush, which I believe, well, I say I believe, it says it right there, but I didn't need to see that little dot. It's unobtainable now. 6.42% on that. Paper.io, not a clue. PGA Tour 2K21, nice. 5.40%. Phantom Breaker Omnia, I believe this is a beat 'em up. I could be wrong, but I think it is because I think I looked at it a while back. 2 out of 10, 7 playthroughs, 10 hours, 30.23% on that. Pick a Pix Classic twice. Pick a Pix Classic 2, Colour and Pieces. They're all in the 70s. They're not shovelware. They're not simple, straightforward ones, but from the looks of it, they are not the best. PictoQuest, yep, nice. Pretty Girls Mahjong Solitaire Red. Funny story. Well, I say funny story, it's not a funny story. If I just look over to my side, with the Pretty Girls games, I should have probably done some research. Well, I should probably just do research as a whole before I buy things. Because I didn't realise that these were those style of games. Obviously, I knew with it being like Pretty Girls, it was like, you know, anime style and whatnot. But I brought 2, 3, and 4. I did get them for like £15 for the 3 of them, but I didn't realise that the games were so cheap and simple. I didn't know what I was expecting. I just saw them and thought it was a good price. Anyway, moving on, because Pretty Girls Mahjong, it's like Punchline. I feel like I brought the Blu-ray of it literally the other day, and I do own the game, but Punchline, it's the story is basically you'd need to look at women's pants and not have disastrous nosebleeds. In a nutshell. Puzzle Drop Carnival, 16-minute platinum. Rabisco Plus, 94.30%. Racing Breakthrough Gaming Arcade, 94.85%. Radical Rex, not a clue, but sounds a bit more legit. Looks a bit more legit with its 17.72. Then we go back to the trash. Rainbow Snake, 2 minutes, 30 seconds, 98.68% on that. Rayman Legends, very nice, 5 out of 10, one playthrough, 80 hours, 3.86%. Realm Royale, the Battle Royale where you turn into a chicken when you get downed, 3 out of 10, 20 hours, unobtainable now, 4.21%. Reed, not a clue. Rise to the... Reed's 92.31%, by the way. Rise of the Slime, not a clue, but at least it's only 20.72%. Road Bustle, 97.86. This is going on too long. I'm just going to skip over anything that's trash. Rocket League, 2 out of 10, 50 hours, 17.49% on that. Saints Row 4, Saints Row Gat Out to Hell, Saints Row the 3rd, nice, nice, and nice. All in the 10 to 12% platinum rarity wise. We then got a whole host of Sakura Succubus because, you know, quick, easy platinums. Sega Mega Drive and Genesis Collection, nice, 9.12%. Sega Mega Drive Ultimate Collection, missing timestamps on that. Not quite sure what's going on there, but nice. We've then got Senran Kagura, Bon Appetit, Burst Renewal, Estival Versus, Shinobi Versus, Peachy Beachy Splashu, which is like I've always said, Peachy Beachy Splash. If it had a bigger player base, that game would have popped off. The gameplay was actually decent, even though it was very, very lewd. Running around, third person, you got all these different water guns, like, you know, water bazooka gun, water sniper, water pistols, and the gameplay was just fantastic. I don't care what anybody says. Bon Appetit, very fan servicey. Well, all of them are in truth, but at least these other ones do kind of try and have a story, as far as I'm aware, with Bon Appetit. Because I've never played it. I remember watching my friend playing it on his Vita. It just looked like boobs for the sake of boobs. But yeah, none of them are really rare, to be honest. Peachy Beachy Splashu is like the only one that's below 25%. Yeah. Oh, and Bon Appetit is, but meh. Slime's Journey, sickening. Slide, 17 seconds. 17 seconds. Snake Boat Otterific Arcade, under an hour. Songbird Symphony, nice, 3 out of 10, 4 hours, 43.70%. Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, 3 out of 10, 15 hours, 8.92%. Sonic Forces, Sonic Generations, Sonic Origins, Sonic Unleashed. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I love me Sonics. All-Stars Racing, very nice. Sonic Forces, fair effing play, 5 out of 10, 15 hours, 3.38%. Generations on the PS3, 4 out of 10, 25 hours, 6.52%. Origins, any Sonic fan should have this one. I have it. It was simple. Sonic Unleashed, chef's kiss. Not everybody's favourite Sonic game. I actually loved it when I played it. 9 out of 10, 65 hours, 2.16%. We then move on to Sorcery Saga, Curse of the Great Curry God. Okay. 3 out of 10, 75 hours, 4.49% on that. Sound Shapes. Yeah. South Park Stick of Truth, very nice. 13.51%. All of the Spyros, of course. Square Boy versus Bullies. Steins Gate, 1 out of 10, 30 hours, 45.29%. Street Racer Underground, never heard of it. Looks like a racing game. Super Neptunia RPG, yeah, 3 out of 10, 40 hours, 22.28%. Another one from that Neptunia franchise. There's another one coming up in a minute as well. Street Fighter 5, very, very nice on this one. Fair play. 9 out of 10, 150 hours. Missing timestamps. Did I say 5? Sorry. Super Street Fighter 4, but the guide still is the guide. 0.60% on that, so fair effing play. Again, don't know what's going on with the missing timestamps though. Supercar Challenge, nice, 5 out of 10, 20 hours, 9.73%. Super Dimension Neptune versus Sega Hard Girls. Pass. 2 out of 10, 25 hours, 26.75. Sushi Break. Okay. Tabletop Racing World Tour, 6 out of 10, 15 hours, 7.05%. Tekken 6, 7, 8. Tekken Tag Tournament 2, Tournament HD. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Tekken 6 being the hardest one, guide-wise. 4 out of 10, 20 hours, 11%. Tekken Tag Tournament 2 is 10.12%, so beautiful. Terra, is that the MMO? I think it is, but 4 out of 10, 50 hours, 3.08%. The Crew, 4 out of 10, 30 hours, 10.31%. The First Descendant, twice because it dirty fucking auto pop. I used an F-bomb. Bugger. Golf Club, 4 out of 10, 12.5 hours, 3.70. And then we got the Golf Club 2, 4 out of 10, 50 hours, 1.12%. So nice and nice. Tinker Racers, no guide, but 15.54%. Tiny Anne's Adventure, Tokyo Run, currently 0.61% of people do not have this platinum. 0.61% of people are missing out on this absolute classic of a trash game. Shovelware. 5 minutes and 18 seconds, I don't care, it's shovelware. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5, 3 out of 10, 15 hours, nice, 4.44%. Don't know how to pronounce this, Tuhu Kabuto 5, Burst Battle, 4 out of 10, 8 hours, 17.90%. Toy Story 3, Toy Story Mania, very nice. Track, Breakthrough Gaming Arcade, trash. Trillion, God of Destruction, no idea, but 3 out of 10, 10 playthroughs, 50 hours on the Vita, 6.03%. Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion, 3 out of 10, 4 hours, 85.26. That's gone down because when I did it, the guide said 8 hours. Umahara Kawasi Bazooka, not a Scooby-Doo what that is. Undertale, everyone knows Undertale. Megalovania is one of the greatest pieces of music in gaming history. Unreal Tournament 3, very nice. Unreal 7 out of 10, 80 hours, 2.24% on that. You got Untitled Goose Game, nice, 19.99%. Welcome to the world of ZJ the Bull. Platinum in 34 seconds, 99.78%. West Escape, not a clue. Worm War, not a clue, but 93.90%. Worms 2 Armageddon, nice, 7 out of 10, 27.5 hours, 4.58%. Woven, not a clue, 22.5. Wreckfest, everyone knows this one. Surprisingly, it's only a 9.88. We then got WWE 12, 3.96% platinum, very nice. And WK 220, WWE 2K22, 120 hours on this one, fair play. 2.07%. SmackDown versus Raw. SmackDown versus Raw. 2010, 2011. Nice and nice. 2011 being 3.40%. Xenon Racer. Not a clue, but it's nice. Xenon Valkyrie. Nice. 11.78. Yoku's Island Express. 41.57. 23.12 on Yonder the Cloudcatcher Chronicles. We've got Ukulele and the Impossible Lair. Nice. And then we got a whole host of just utter trash. Utter trash. Utter trash. Zippy the Circle. So level 1 and 2. Platinum. Level 3 and 4. Here's another one. Level 11, 12 and 13. Take another one, mate. Platinums. Levels 5, 6 and 7. Levels 8, 9 and 10. Then we got ZJ the Ball Challenge. Level 1C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. ZJ the Ball Calculator. Like, this is absolutely sickening. Mate. Why would you want to put all of this utter trash, utter garbage in the same list as some of your other banger platinums? And then we finished the list with Project Diva Future Tone X. Yeah. I almost don't want to go through the 100% because there's a shit ton of these as well. Radical Fighters, Phantom Breaker, Battleground Overdrive, another Project Diva Future thing, Costume Quest, Mortal Kombat Arcade Collection, Sonic CD, Sonic the Fighters, Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days, Infamous Festival of Blood, Uno, Star Wars Racer Revenge, Nekapara Volume 1, Rumbleverse, Adventure Capitalist, Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic Mania, Paraiso Island, Daytona USA, Tekken Tag Tournament 2 Prologue, Pac-Man Championship Edition, Miko Mole, Sonic the Hedgehog 4 Episode 2, Roblox, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Dan Machi Battle Chronicle, Dan Machi being Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in Dungeon, I believe. Got Dan Machi a second time, because why not? See, if even auto popped 100%. Oh. Kingdom Hearts Recoded, Abzu, Sonic the Hedgehog 4, Episode 1, Welcome Park, you know what, I can't be bothered. I'm sorry, Mullet, but there's just too many. Let's go through your milestones. You've made me lose my mind. First Platinum, SmackDown vs Raw 2010. Great start. 10th Platinum, Unreal Tournament 3. It gets better. 20th Platinum, Brink. If it is the game I think it is, fantastic. 30th Platinum, Harry Potter 1 to 4. 40th Platinum, Harry Potter 5 to 7. 50th Platinum, Need for Speed Payback. 75th Platinum, Marvel Superheroes 2. 100th Platinum, BlazBlue Continuum Shift. 125 was that Mugen or Mugen Souls. 150, Disney Classic Games Aladdin and the Lion King. 175, Borderlands 2. 200th was Sonic Unleashed. 225, Need for Speed Unbound. 250, Goat Simulator. 300 was Sound and Shapes. And then your latest platinum was disgusting. Well, I don't know what else to say. Currently playing Timberman versus whatever the hell that is. Yeah. I would like to say that thank you first and foremost for submitting your account. You have some absolutely phenomenal platinums. Specifically, all the Hyperdimension Neptunias, the Mortal Kombats, those 4 wrestling games at the end of the list, amongst many others. There were a lot of very good platinums in there, but there was also just a shed ton of utter trash games, and I'm trying to find something nice to say, but it just makes me sick. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I don't even know what to say in my outro. Peace.